feels gray and slow. Got that screen fatigue, nowhere to go. Scrolling feeds the same old view, wishing for something fresh and new. Then a ping, a welcome sight. Rocket Wolf's going live tonight. Click the link, the channel loads. Time to share the daily loads. Oh, Rocket Wolf on the stream so bright, chasing shadows, bringing the light. With pixels flashing and a voice so clear, banishing boredom, calm and fear. He delights and lifts us high, with wisdom shared beneath the digital sky. Entertaining, full of cheer. So glad to have a Rocket Wolf here. Maybe gameplay sharp and fast, or just a chat that's built to last. He reads the comments, sees the names, ignites community flames. If someone's down or feeling lost, he counts the gain, ignores the cost, shares a story kind and true, words of wisdom shining through. Oh, Rocket Wolf on the stream so bright, chasing shadows, bringing the light. With pixels flashing and a voice so clear, banishing boredom, calming fear. He delights and lifts us high, with wisdom shared beneath the digital sky. Entertaining, full of cheer. So glad to have a Rocket Wolf here. It's more than just watching a screen unfold. It's finding courage, brave and bold. He builds a space where folks connect, showing kindness and respect. Turns a dull night into fun, inspiring viewers one by one. With every stream he plays his part, putting encouragement in every heart. Oh, Rocket Wolf on the stream so bright, chasing shadows, bringing the light. With pixels flashing and a voice so clear, banishing boredom, calming fear. He delights and lifts us high, with wisdom shared beneath the digital sky. Entertaining, full of cheer. So glad to have a Rocket Wolf here. So tune on in, don't delay. Let Rocket Wolf brighten up your day. Yeah, Rocket Wolf, keep shining on. Stream until the break of dawn, or whenever you sign off. Woo! Woo! The world outside feels gray and slow. Got that screen fatigue, nowhere to go. Scrolling feeds the same old view, wishing for something fresh and new. Then a ping, a welcome sight. Rocket Wolf's going live tonight. Click the link, the channel loads. Time to share the daily loads. Oh, Rocket Wolf on the stream so bright, chasing shadows, bringing the light. With pixels flashing and a voice so clear, banishing boredom, with wisdom shared beneath the digital sky. Entertaining, full of cheer. So glad to have Rocket Wolf here. So tune on in, don't delay. Let Rocket Wolf brighten up your day. Yeah, Rocket Wolf, keep shining on. Stream until the break of dawn or whenever you sign on. Woo!
And a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good time zone, wherever you're at in the world. We are live in the Rockwell Studios in far north Queensland, Australia, the island continent. And welcome to a Mopar Monday here. And it is still Super Sunday in the UK, Europe, and Africa, as well as in the USA, Canada, and Mexico. It is at 030. Yeah, we got started late this morning. Holy moly. That's my Swatch internet time, as well as your internet time. And wherever you are in the world, that is the time. And we're super late this morning. Oh my God, all of the updates to do. That was crazy. And welcome into Mass Bandit. Hope you're doing well. Hope is your internet worked out? Let's take a little look at our weather. What's going on with our weather radar there? The weather radar is non-existent. Wow. That seems to have frozen. What's going on there? Huh. Of all, just 100 things that not working this morning when we updated. Weird. Let me see if I can get a refresh. It seems to not be working. Right. What the heck is going on there? Here it comes. Wow. Wow. Super slow. Crazy. I don't know what's going on this morning. But yeah, so many things being slow or needing updates or whatnot. Sorry, I missed it, Bandit. How is your internet going? Toledo, 79 degrees. All right, looks like all of the volumes are set where they're supposed to be. Looking pretty nice outside, even though we got started really late. It looks like everything's working. Testing 1 2 3 3 2 1. Testing 1 2 3 3 2 1. Testing, testing, 1 2 3 3 2 1. Audio check. Yep, that seems to be working. Okay. All right, we got good bandwidth. Everything looks like it's working as should be. Well, welcome to a Moonpie Monday. And because of all of the shenanigans with updates and all that stuff, we got a short stream today. You can hear me. Awesome. So the question was, it appears that now that you're here, you've got your internet sorted out, yeah? Or maybe that was a can't hear you. Ah, tomorrow. Indeed. That's right, it's still Sunday for you. So you're it appears you're connected all right. You're on cellular? You're tethered. Okay. So is that part working now? Or is it still giving you major troubles? Semi-stable? Oh, that's good. Getting there. Okay. That's interesting that two of these train cars are showing they need to go to the Whittier sawmill. They're not full. These guys are full, so I guess they only count over here if they're full. Whittier interchange. How about that? All right, so we are going to... This one's got a handbrake on. Oops. Thought I saw a handbrake on one of these. All right, we're ready to push to... We're ready to push to C2. Which will be this first one right up alongside the building. This one is open, which is where we're going. That one's open, which is where we're going. And we're going all the way back to this bumper. Okay. Going forward, let's release our brake. We got something going. We got a yellow something going on here between the first and second car. That's coupled. That's coupled. I'm not sure what that yellow triangle means. Well, it's empty. Yeah, those are empty, so those are actually going to go to the sawmill. I don't know what that exclamation point is all about. Oh, I bet I know what it is. Yep, there's no train brake. The coupler, or not the coupling, but the... It's coupled, but there's no brakes. Thank you for the song request, Bandit. All right, and as soon as we clear that, yep, we can slow it all down. We'll switch that. And we'll bring it all back here. No, that seems to be locked. Airlines are open. I don't know what could be the issue, but both airlines are open and connected. I don't know. Oh, maybe it's between the first two. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. We didn't even hook up the airlines. That must be what the diamond shape is. That's the actual locomotive. All right, let's get reversed a little bit more. There we go. Let's hit the brakes. Change the signal. And then we can go forward. And we'll bring them in just far enough to load up that one. We'll put it right in here in the middle, not all the way to the bumper. Oh, that was a little too much. That's good enough right there. All right, and we're going to leave that one. And then we're going to back up far enough to get to this switch right here. And we're going to drop off 3 cars right there. Good song. $150 Mbps? Awesome. Yeah, indeed. So what we're doing right now is called shunting. So we're just shunting, which is basically shuffling the cars into where they belong. All right, that's good. And that's these three here, and then we'll go to Stenzel and deliver 2 Stenzels onto the same track. All right, let's just connect these bad boys. We'll close that one. And we'll handbrake that one. Actually, we didn't even handbrake this one. There we go. I don't know if that's a qualifier or anything, but it's good practice. Okay, now we are heading to Stenzel Manufacturing. So we should be bringing these 3. 2 to Stenzel and 1 to Ella House. Shouldn't be any reason why we can't take our passengers to Stella House as well. That one's closed. Open. Those are open. That one's open, and this one should be closed. Very good. Okay. All right, that should take us back out onto the main. And let's just check and see. Yeah, we should be able to push that if we've got passengers. $48 passengers waiting. So let's get them loaded up. Excellent. And we can push those passengers on the front of our train. We can push, that's fine. However, Stenzel Manufacturing... Yeah, we'll need to... let's see, are we going to have to do an end around? Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll open this switch first. We'll come on down here, all the way down to here. We'll drop those two right there. Disconnect and come around and push those two back into Stenzel. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Logs are almost done. That's cool. Okay. Yep, ready to go. All right, forward, no brake. Giddy up. Did your song play, Bandit? I didn't see it go into the queue, but I might have missed it. All right, let's disconnect these two bad boys. First, we want to put a handbrake on. And then we're going to want to reverse on out of here. And we'll slow down right there. Do that, switch to straight through. This switch to into stencils. And that one is set properly, that's fine. All right, let's head on up the track. Till we get just past this one right here. Yep, and we'll slow down a little bit. And we're going to give him a gentle push. And we'll slow that down just a little bit so that it's not a slam dunk. Yeah, keep going. Oh, what? We got purple and red something or others going on here. Did I handbrake him? Yep, handbrake. Mr. Toxic Freak, how are you doing, mate? Yes, indeed. I remember that movie. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, brakes are on because the air valves are open. Well, that one is closed. These two are open, and they should be open. Ah. Open and open. Very good. All right, now we're working. A little bit of push. Make sure switches switch. If you went as far back as Marty did in the first movie, you'd go to 1996. Right. I forgot about that. No, in the first movie, he went back to 1985. Pretty sure. Yeah, because it was when his parents met. Before Marty was born. Oh, went to 1955. Right, okay. Yep, my bad. That's right. That's right. Because it was before the subdivision was built. All right, we need to get both these cars on. It looks like there's plenty of room to get them both onto the platform. That's one. And that's two. So they only need to get a truck onto the yellow. That's all right. We'll go right here to the stop. Excellent. All right, let's disconnect these bad boys. Yeah, but he's going to start rolling because it's actually downhill. Yeah, that's right. We've got all three movies, but I keep getting confused with the dates and whatnot. All right, now this one is going to Ella House, but what we're going to do... How far back do we have to go? All the way back to here? Do I want to pull or do I want to... Let's just halt the engine there for a second. And we are taking Ella House ER1. So let's just go over there. That's R1. That's ER1. We're living in a future even further out than they predicted. Yeah, no doubt. I know, right? You know, I've seen two movies now where we are actually living further into the future than the movie's future time frame have gone. It's really interesting. But you know, something else that's really interesting, I was thinking about this weekend because Peanut was watching a space movie. I can't remember which one it was. Interesting thing, when you hear people describing aliens, right? And what they think aliens look like. Isn't it interesting that even though there are widely varying number of descriptions, Aliens are always described with 2 legs, whether they're long or short legs, it varies. 2 arms, whether those are long or short, are varying. 2 eyes, varying shapes and sizes. And of course, a head and a mouth. It's interesting that all aliens are described or depicted as humanoid. And it just kind of supports the fact that human beings are visual beings and we make judgments based on visual acuity only. No, that's not a person descripting. Project Hail Mary is not a person describing an alien. That's a movie about an alien. I'm talking about real world alien reports where people report seeing or what they think they saw or what they believe to be as I'm talking about real people describing. They always describe the same physical characteristics: bipedal, 2 arms, a head, 2 eyes, a mouth, sometimes ears, sometimes not, and sometimes a nose, sometimes not. But people describe them as humanoid. We've never seen anybody report seeing an alien of any other shape, which just supports the fact that human beings are visual and we make judgments based on our sight, on our vision of something or someone. And the interesting thing is we're describing what we think aliens look like when we should be describing or thinking about how aliens think or communicate or perceive, not what they look like. What they look like is incredibly unimportant. So we're never describing something that's important about the existence of an alien being. We're always describing what they look like, which doesn't matter. How they communicate or how they perceive us or anything else is far more important than anything else. All right, so this must be Ella Station ER1.
Can you hear me?
There, I can hear you now. That sounds pretty clean.
Yeah. I got on Discord on the computer because I lost chat on mobile. I've got video on mobile, but no chat.
Ah.
Lost
All right.
it about 15 minutes ago. As long as I can hear and see, I thought, I'll stick around and enjoy the stream. But I'd like to be able to communicate too.
No doubt. Yeah, so
I relocated.
I can very definitely hear the stream bandwidth there going up and down. So your internet service provider is, I thought it was off though. Isn't your PC internet off? Because
my PC internet is off. I'm on the
tether
hotspot right now.
Ah, okay, yeah.
PC.
I can definitely tell that you're getting varying bandwidth as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and they have nobody in the office on the weekends for me to even talk to them.
Right. Okay, so Ella Station is actually before the drop. Okay, so that means before we get going, we want to push. Oh, actually, we're going to pull the passenger car instead of pushing it. So what we have to do is we have to come all the way up to wow, all the way up there. And then back down the rail. Yep, and then back down the rail to pick up this one. Yep, that's what we got to do. Wow. That's crazy. All right, so let's get going forward in our forward direction. And we'll switch that one to straight. Nope, it was in the right direction to begin with. So once you get your normal internet back through your router and everything, once that issue is resolved, are you going to get rid of the hotspot people?
Yeah, I'm going to look and see if there's a different option around, or even just get rid of them. I mostly have them just for when I travel.
Right.
Because I don't want to be on an unsecure hotel network.
Right. But it doesn't seem like they're doing you much good at all.
But since the last time I was on them, the last time I was on them, I had excellent connectivity. It was up in the 650 to 750 range download.
Right.
So something has happened since I last used them.
Yep. They've capped you for sure. They've definitely not given you what they advertised.
No, and
they advertise unlimited, right? Is
unlimited data, no throttling, and because I pay an extra $5 a month to get the unlimited with no throttling. If I were only paying $10 a month, the plan is not unlimited, and you get throttled at 100
megabits
of data.
Oh, well, their data, your data's unlimited. That doesn't affect your speed. So do you have unlimited bandwidth, or are you restricted to 100 megabits download or whatnot?
I'm supposed to have unlimited bandwidth and unlimited data, but if I were on the $10 plan, the bandwidth gets throttled when you hit 200 megabytes of data.
Right.
Or is it gigabytes? Something. It's been a little while since I've read the thing, but I went up to the next higher plan so that I wouldn't get throttled, because when I travel, I'm watching Twitch.
Toxic Freak just suggested a great solution if you're unhappy with the hotspot people that you have now. Use the Google, what is that, F1? Google F1 for the phone? Wi-Fi? Use Google Wi-Fi for your phone? Is that what it is? FI. What's Google FI?
be I say how much
Yeah, that audio didn't come through at all, Bandit. That sounded more like Max Headroom. We know that your bandwidth is actually dropping quite significantly.
run into a stream should run off of cellular data.
What's FI stand for, freak? Oh, it's just the name? Google FI. So that might be something worth checking into, Bandit. All right, let's hook this up. And of course, they're on the other side. So make sure that one's open. Make sure that one's open. And this one is closed. And make sure the handbrake is off. There we go. All right, now we're ready to push and pull. Oh, we got an ad break coming up. Unlimited, flexible, and group phone plans and rates. Google FI Wireless. Oh, cool. So that's something, Bandit, you can check into to see if that's more cost effective. Definitely far more reliable. But maybe it's...
it cut back in when you said it's Google Wi-Fi wireless.
It's so Toxic posted that in chat. Maybe you could check into that and see if that's far more economical for you. And of course, Google, you know, is far more reliable. Oh, ad break starting. Hey, Mr. Hunter. Just in time for the ad breaks. We'll be back right after the ad breaks, and then we'll pick up where we left off. So hang in there, folks. We'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, welcome back, everybody. And how is Mr. Hunter doing today?
Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Getting kind of cloudy. We might actually have a little bit of rain today. Okay. So we're going to pull the passengers into Ellis Station, and then we're going to push on.
They're cutting in and out. Didn't think I'd had them in long enough for the batteries to be that low, but my hearing aids are dying. I might just call it a night. Hopefully I've been here long enough to keep my stream alive and a lot better tomorrow, because I've got the money to get the internet back up and running.
Yeah, no doubt. Part of that was garbled, but we got the idea. You're going to just call it for the night and charge up the batteries, and hope you have a good night and a good rest, and thank you very much for the redeem. And we'll keep our fingers crossed that everything works out with your internet.
I'm looking at that look at that. So thank you.
And we are cooking along here at 41 miles an hour. I didn't even think we could get that kind of speed. We're going to put a little bit of drag on the brakes. Mostly because, yeah, there's a 30 coming up here. But a little more drag. There we go. I know, right? Speed Demon City. And we're out of our 30 zone, so we can pretty much coast the rest of the way. Put a little more coal in the fire. About a half a mile from our destination. All right, that's our first stop right there. We'll drop our passengers there, and then we'll push on to that beige-looking shed. All right, put a little bit of drag on the brake system. Maybe a little bit more drag. There we go. And we'll just cruise on in. And a little bit more drag. That's good right there. All right, we should get passengers unloading. Boy, we picked up 60 passengers. Oh, Ella has 40 passengers. So we're unloading first. There are 60 passengers. All right, we'll leave them there to do their thing while we push on to do our other waybill. So let's disconnect those, apply the handbrake, open the coupler. We want to make sure man, it's too bad it can't just zoom right in. There we go. Close off the one to our engine. Build up our air brake pressure again, and off we go. Yep, and now we're just going into that one right there. So we have to do a bit of a zigzag. So pull alongside here. We'll switch the switch. We'll pull down in here. Switch that switch. And push the freight car into there. That should be good. And we'll go ahead and reverse. And as soon as we're clear, we'll put a little drag on the brakes. And push forward until we're in our slot. That's fast enough. We'll just kind of line it up with the dock here. All right, let's slow it down a touch. And we'll just drift. That's good. All right, let's put our handbrake on. Make sure we're disconnected. And definitely want to close that one. The other one can stay open, that's fine. It automatically applies the brakes. Okay. All right, passengers to Whittier Depot. We'll load up 40 of those. All right, slow down, Hot Rod. Little bit of brake. No, not that one. This one. There we go. All right, little bit of brake. Very good. Switch our switch. And back it up. Oh boy, that's some serious clouds coming in. It got dark. All right, a little bit of brake, a little bit more brake, a little bit more. That's good. Just want to make sure we're not going to slam in. So anywhere from 1 to 3 miles an hour is good. And a little more brake for good measure. And we'll get a clunk. Don't stop now. Oh, come on. There you go. Connect. There we go. And we'll make sure, I can't see that one. Come on, mouse. Yep, that one's open. That's good. That one needs to be open. Very good. And then, of course, the one on the back is closed. Very nice. All right. And switch our track so that we're on... Oh, actually, we can stay on this track. We just keep going in reverse, right? Sure can. All right, in reverse. Rocking and rolling. Oh, I could swear I released that handbrake. Says we got 60 passengers. Hold on. Before it said we had 40 waiting. We did pick up 60. That's fine. What did we get paid last time? $66. Oh, we got... Oh my goodness. We got some good money. 27, then 13, then 20, then 66. We made some good cash. $120 for the delivery at Stenzel. We made some bank. We got 6,045, something like that. All right, we're gonna keep it right at about 30 going through this curve. I know, right? We made some bank. We'll drop off these passengers and do a little review of our rail system. We started with 5,000. We've already made 1,000, so we're doing pretty darn good. So we'll pull them in here on the middle track. Oh. Escape does not remove the map. And we're doing really good on coal and water, too. We hold 3,400 gallons, and we're only at 2,800, so we've used 600 gallons, just under. And coal is 3 tons normally, and we're down to 2.6 tons on board. And then we'll take a look at the condition. Oil is not too bad. Yep, not too bad on the oiled stuff. No speed limit on the curve. Should be able to coast the rest of the way in. Yeah. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if they'll load. Let's put the brakes on a little bit here. I want to see if they'll load up while he's parked. Parked on this rail here instead of in front of the station. I'm not sure if that's going to move passengers or not. He's not unloading. We've got 6 freights. We've only got 2 more cars to unload. And we can go get some more wood. Yeah, I'm thinking, they're not, see, they have to be on one of those 2 tracks. Okay. There we go. That's our answer. All right, forward to here. Have to be, and see, I should be able to hover over the passenger car and tells me, but it, like it does with the freight cars. but it's not telling me the correct track. But there we go. You actually have to be in front of the station to unload passengers. I know, right? Astonishing. I mean, there's a back door to the passenger carriage, and there's a door right there on the station. So, you know, it's probably not even 10 feet. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's the steps to get out of the passenger car. There's the door. It's that distance right there. If that's 10 feet, that's generous. Oh, they're unloading. All right, we'll leave them there. And disconnect. Oh, actually, yeah. I should push instead of pull that passenger car. Because this switchback is all the way over here. You chewed. All right, we'll put a little bit of drag. A little more drag. Switch the switch. A little more drag. A little more drag on the brakes. There we go. And then we'll reverse. There we go. All right. And we'll come down the track. We'll make sure that this is straight through. It'll push that one to straight through automatically, and the same with that one. And this should take us all the way back. Talk about going back to the future. Very good. Save a little bit on the coal and water. And doesn't matter what this is switched at, it'll push it to the right direction when we're going against the grain. And we do want to be taking the left turn. That's already set. That's good. Only got 1.5 more cars to unload. And we'll just put some drag on the brakes, a little bit of friction. And we'll make sure this one is set to normal. We could top up water if we wanted to, and coal. Not necessary though. So we're just going to take a look at our railroad. We've done 96 passenger fares, 4 freight deliveries. Outstanding way bills. Whittier, 1 car. 1 car? A way bill. That can't be the engine in the shed. This one needs to go to Whittier Sawmill. This one needs to stay at the east of this interchange. And this, oh, these 2 need to go to the sawmill. That's 2, not 1. Right, so these guys are not full, which means they have to go back to where they're going. Okay, that kind of sucks a little bit. We've got 3 cars getting loaded. We'll pull the other 2 on the inside rail. So that sucks that I delivered these guys to the interchange even though they weren't full. They won't deliver, so they actually have, they're saying that they actually have to go back to the sawmill until they're fully loaded. All right, so we need this one switched. No, we need this one switched, yep, to go down here. That one's in the right position. I know, right? Found that one out the hard way. And we'll put a little drag on the brakes. That's right, exactly. The only way to know for sure is hovering over it. And it's got a little arrow that says to the Whittier Sawmill. That's the only clue. That's the only clue. So let's take that, disconnect that, make sure that's closed, make sure that's connected, and that one's open, and this one should open. Very good. And a little bit of brake. And then we'll reverse back down the line a touch. And we'll back out of the throttle a little bit. Yeah, we can still go a little more. That switch is normal, which is fine. And we'll coast on down through this switch down here and change it. We want this first one to be a normal. And we'll put on our brakes. There we go. I know, right? A lot of shunting. There is a lot of shunting. No doubt about it. And see, even the tag says it needs to go to Whittier Sawmill. Yep, that's exactly what it feels like, back and forth. Because there's not enough... Yeah, like a sorting station, that's right. All we're doing is shunting, getting used to shunting. So far, there's no long rail deliveries yet. They'll be coming up, though. But see how this tag says Whittier Sawmill? This is its destination. Same with this one, Whittier Sawmill is the destination. And the reason that destination is set is because they're not fully loaded. All right, hook those up. Make sure that's open. That one is open. Make sure the handbrake is off. Make sure this handbrake is on so that it stays. Open the coupler. Close that one. And now we should be able to reverse. Very good. Now we should be able to come down the center track. Yep. Yep, that's right. Center track down to right there. All right, we're going to use the train brake instead of the independent brake. And we'll switch that one. Excellent. Now, the only problem with this, I can park one of these cars where it belongs. But what I should do see, where can I do that at? I can do it on this section right here. Yeah, we're going to do it on this section right here. Yep, that'll work. Actually, we'll leave that brake on for the time being. Disconnect you. Yep, close that off. Continue. Very good. All right, that looks good. Let's get on the binders. All right, make sure we're reversing. Very nice. Then when we get to the next switch, we'll get on the binders again and switch back over. Now, this switch is not in the normal, so what we learned is when a switch is not in its normal position, a train comes by, it will actually push the switch. And there you go, you see it turning red. We'll get on the binders, and then we'll switch it back. And we'll head forward to get onto that track, which will bring us down this way. Yeah, that's pretty much IRL, except for tracks are laid out to do as little shunting as possible and still be able to pick up and drop off freight. So in designing the rails, there is a bit of method to the madness. Rail yards are designed pretty well these days to keep shunting to an absolute minimum, which also gets freight in and out pretty quickly. All right, let's connect up. Open the air. Make sure this one is turned off so we're not leaking air. All right. Now we're ready to park it. So all we have to do is be in reverse and come back 1, 2, 3 switches, and then we can park it. And happy days. Great song. I think that's fast enough. Actually, we'll bring it down just a bit. We got plenty of room, but we don't need to be going that fast. And switch it. And full brake. Switch our direction. And ready, set, go. And we definitely also want to be going straight down that way. And we'll cruise on in. And then we'll wait for all 5 of these cars to be full. That should be a pretty big payday. Oh no, this one's going to C2. All right, that's all right. Wow. We'll get that one parked. I actually thought they were both going to the same place, but that's all right. It worked out for us in the right order of the cars. Handbrake on. Okay, very good. All right, back up. And we're going to back up to this switch. All right, we can slow down, switch the switch. Mr. Tug, how are you doing this evening, mate? Good to see you. How was your weekend? Good to hear, mate. Good to hear. All right, let's slow it down a little bit. Coming in hot. And we're good. Let's just go ahead and connect those up. And we'll open that up too. Close that one. Actually, we can leave that one open. We got the handbrake on the other car, so that's fine. Make sure we don't leak all of our air pressure out. Okay. Those two can fill up. Those are still filling up. And that one's filling up. Okay. Riding the rails, indeed. Just for a little while. We're going to probably switch games here in the near future. There's a couple of new games I want to get started. We are getting rich, so that's what we're looking at right now. Whittier's got one car outstanding. Is it the repair truck? That's not a way bill, though. Whittier interchange. No contract there. Stenzel. Stenzel is... Machine parts is almost empty. Metal stock has got a ways to go. That's passenger. That's not a way bill. This one's still got, maybe it's saying, no, that's two cars. They're still unloading. These two are still loading. 2.2, 3.19. That one we just put there. It's got a check mark next to Whittier Sawmill, so it's still loading. Those three are where they're supposed to be. Those two are where they're supposed to be. Yep, these need to go to Connolly Creek, but not until these two are done. So it's not Whittier. No contract at the farm supplies. That's the passengers. I don't understand which cars are actually waiting. That one's got a check mark. That one's got a check mark. There's no contract there. The exchange shouldn't have anything waiting. Not the caboose. Check mark, this is where it's supposed to be. It's full, so we're waiting for this lumber to sell. And we're waiting for that lumber to sell. Oil? There's no contract on oil. So there's no way bill waiting for oil. Could it be the engine service? That one's fine. That's a full... It's gotta be... Is it possible? That's not a way... Engine service is not a way bill. No contract, nothing there. Nothing there. There's nothing at any of these. Well, there's actually logs at all of these. I'm servicing L2. I can't tell what the one-way bill. Whittier, one car. It's at Whittier. There's nothing on the house track. Could it be talking about the passengers? I don't know. We'll try and figure that out after the break. So the brakes are running. We'll be back shortly. Okay, we are back, and thanks for hanging out during the break. We have a break once an hour, and we only have one more break before the end of the stream. Thank you, Mr. Hunter. Much appreciated. All right, so the only thing that this Whittier one car, the outstanding, it says one car, but I think that is just the logs. What have we got? 6,100 and I can't see that because of the overlay. We paid wages and freight last time. We got, oh no, we paid wages, but we got 212 and 96 from freight and passengers. We've got 32 tons of repair parts, but we got no cars waiting repair. Okay. Reputation is 107% overall. Nice. Safety. Phase cost discount, 25%. Equipment discount, 10%. Repair speed bonus, 50. Repair Ella track and oh. I didn't know we should be doing these because it wasn't on my main screen. Start first phase. Deliver 13 cars to Ella Bridge site. These cars will be delivered to the interchange the next time the interchange is served. Should we do that? Missing money. What? No, not missing money. We got 6,100 in the bank. Costs us $750 to start this. Should we do this? Install diesel fueling stand at East Whittier. This one's an easy one. Oh, we cannot do the track to Silva. We can do the diesel refueling stand. We don't have any diesel engines yet. Doesn't say what the reward is. What do you reckon we should do? Diesel first or the track and bridge repair? This one's only one car worth of, one car will be delivered to the interchange to take to the Whittier diesel stand. Weasel stand. What do you guys reckon? Do this one first? Get it out of the way? Track repair sounds different. So we'll have 13 cars at our interchange waiting for us to deliver to the Ella track and bridge repair. So you think we should do track repair? and wait for doing the diesel afterwards? Well, it is, and it's going to be full of parts. So the one train that's pulling logs is 8 cars long. That's an 8-car train. We figured out we've actually got enough power. I thought we didn't because I was just had my reverser incorrectly adjusted. Our 10 wheels should be strong enough for 13 cars. What do you reckon? It's 3 phases, though. Whereas the diesel stand is a single phase, costs less to complete it. I think we should knock out the diesel fueling and then do the bridge. Let's do that. All right. Passengers, we won't worry about passengers just now. I don't want to do hauling them back and forth. These guys are still getting unloaded. That one's almost empty, half a ton left. And the sawmill is almost ready. These guys are going to be a while. His 31.9 is up to 32.3. $41 tons is almost full. It's a little over 3/4. I'll bet you that's a 50-ton car. It is... Okay. Condition. Let's take a look at the condition of our equipment. That's at 94%. That's not horrible. The mogul is 100%. It's sitting in the shed. The passenger's at 99. Caboose is 100, obviously. These are all at 94 to 95%. Those are not horrible. I wouldn't even do repairs until they're down to 80%. Yeah. Oh. OBS. OBS jumped up to 6% CPU usage. What's up with that? OBS be acting bad. I was dropping frames. Yeah, some OBS had a little issue with some encoding there for a little bit. So CPU jumped up. And I see we've got almost 5,000 dropped frames on OBS. I might need to do a little tweak of something going on there. I'm not sure what, though. Our balance says 4,800, but the top right of the screen said 60. Oh, because we spent $300 or almost $300. That's why. So we're at 5,800. We got 0 loan. Yeah, we spent 262. That's what our 5,100 was. Everything else looks fine. We probably need to sleep it in order to get our... Watch them end up right behind... Watch them end up right behind these two. Which will make me go all the way down there to get over here to the middle. Hopefully they'll show up on the middle rail. I know they won't show up on the outside rail, but hopefully they show up on the middle rail. All right, so nothing's showing up until the next day. We're pretty close on our lumber, so let's see if we can get the lumber finished and the cars taken over to Connolly. So that's 15 minutes each time. All right, let's sleep an hour. There we go. And another hour. And it's 1 log per hour. Okay, train is empty, ready to be delivered. Let's see what that did for our cars. So that's up to 3 tons. That's 41.7, not full yet. 1.7, 1.7, 33.1. This one's at 52 and is full. East Whittier interchange. All right, that one can go to the interchange. Stays at the sawmill. Very good. All right, we will need to come down this rail to pick up those cars. Okay. Engine in reverse. Keep on coming. Want to get maximum amount of cash at the change of the day. So what we'll do... Wrong way. That was the wrong switch. I meant to switch that one. Come on, a little more, a little more. And good. All right. You don't actually have to worry about that. We will connect it up, but we're not going to worry about giving them airlines. We're just going to use the independent brake. We just want to make sure that the handbrake is released. And brakes. Switch the signal. Very good. My bad, sorry about that. Dude, you need a little more oomph because we're going uphill, yep. All right, switch the switch. And that should head us right back down the middle rail. Very nice. And reverse, please. Good song. All right, let's hit those brakes. And we will switch the track right there. And then we'll be on the inside, which is what we want. And we'll make sure we go straight up behind these guys. And we don't have to couple them or anything. It just needs to be parked here. All right, and then we'll get on Mr. Gamer Tech. How are you doing, mate? Get on the binders a little bit here. And that should be good. Feel like you've been railroaded? Yeah, this is a pretty cool game. How have you been? How was your weekend? All right, we'll put the handbrake on there. Just been playing Pal World. I saw something. Was there a discount weekend or... I saw something on Pal World. Did they reach a milestone or was there a discount or something? Over the weekend, I think. Both 1.0 and summer sale. Yeah, okay. Sweet. Every time I see or mentions about Pal World, I automatically get visuals of that game called Palia that we played a while back. Palia was new to the scene, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 months ago, something like that. I think Pal World's more like Pokemon, isn't it? Yeah, Pokemon. Yeah, okay. So I'm thinking a lot of Pokemon fans have come over there. Yeah. Did you stream any this weekend? I didn't even get a chance to sit down at the computer. Too much adulting. Haven't streamed in a while. You're pretty close to that, aren't you? Pretty close to streaming. Easy does it. Easy does it. And good. Nicely done. Let's make sure the one at the very end of the train is closed. It is indeed closed. All right. I never was a Pokemon fan. Never was. Not my kind of, not my bag. Even Palea was, I experimented with it, I played it, but just wasn't my bag. Oh, we got a release. There we go. All right, no worries. Thanks for the invite, mate. Appreciate that. Did we get them all? All 8? We do. Beautiful. All right, we are backing up to past this switch right here. And then we'll flip it and fly. All right, with all that weight, we should be able to coast and a lot of push from the cars. We're clear all the way back, which is good. And we'll use the train brake rather than the independent brake. Flip the switch. Okay, very good. Forward, James. Let's give it some serious power because we are pushing. We just have to remember 30 miles an hour around that one and that one. Actually, we're going 25 around that one. Oops. Escape does not take you out of the menu, Rocket. So even though this switch is in the wrong position, the train will push that switch even if we don't manually push it. However, we are coming up to this interchange, and we do have to flip that one, making sure we're only doing 25 around this bend, and that should take us all the way to Conley Logging Camp. And we'll just make sure this one is going straight. It is. And then this one is already switched to the right direction, and there's our parking right there. And that one switched to our right direction. Okay, great. Oh my goodness, we just did 28 miles an hour around our 25 mile an hour zone. That's going to affect our safety record a tad. Let's see how much. Not too bad. We were at 89% before, weren't we? Yeah, I reckon we were at 89 before. Unless that changes at the change of the day. I'm not sure. I should have paid better attention. That was that was kind of risky. We can get up to 35 going around here. There's no speed limits. Other than the fact that we should, you know, maintain industry speed for the rail system, which is 35, about 35 max. Going around the bends too fast does cause damage to the cars and the locomotive, so that increases our repair costs. Definitely on an uphill grade. We've got plenty of water and plenty of coal, but I'm going to leave it at 50% throttle. At least for the uphill climbs. Some serious logging out here, that's for sure. Too bad that's not part of the game where we can go and chop down trees and whatnot. Wouldn't it be awesome to have trains in Farm Simulator? Alright, getting pretty close to our parking. Let's just bring the throttle down a little bit. That'll bring our speed down a little bit as we approach our bend. And this time, instead of using independent brake, we will use the train brake. For sure, for sure. Very good. We took the right rail. And we slow, because this is definitely a ramp uphill. Might give it a little more power just to maintain around 8 to 10. As we pull into our parking area. Cut power right about here, right at this clump of weeds. And cut power. Drift. Drifting. Drifting. And brake. All right, where is our handbrake? Right there. That should hold the whole train. And disconnect. And we can leave that one open, but we'll shut that one. And make sure we're in reverse. And release, and we should pull away. Oh, oh, oh. There we go. It just pulled the slack out. That's all right. Okay. Back to the house. We're going to coast pretty quick up to speed. We shouldn't need to apply any kind of power. Which will definitely save us on coal and water. Yes, indeed. Easy money. We got a pretty good chunk in, we've got over 5,900. We'll be getting a pretty good chunk at the change of day, too. We've already spent the money for the diesel station construction. But we should get paid for those full cars. All right, we don't have a speed limit until down at the interchange. But we will put a little drag on so we stay around 35. Little bit of drag. A little less drag. All right, we'll put about 5% drag on there. Maybe 3. Now you can actually hear the rails. That's not a whistle, that's actually the squeal of the rails. Little fast around that bend, but there was no speed limit on it. Couple more soft bends. Then we'll put a little more braking on just for the interchange. Toot toot. All right, just about there. A little more braking. All right, we're well under our 25. All right, we did good on that. And we'll just see how much momentum we have to coast back. We're starting a little bit of an incline, I guess. Yeah, speed's coming down. And that'll take care of all the cars in the proper locations, spotted properly. And we'll just make sure that's a straight through, which it is. All of this is straight through on this main line into our interchange yard. So this is where we'll park right here next to our shed. And we can coast the rest of the way for that at 21 miles an hour. And then we'll put a little drag on the brake and then change the day. And a little more drag. And then whatever cars show up here on the track, we should be good to go. All right. Oops. Hate that. Mouse going outside the game. We'll just check these. These will be full at the end of the day. At least that one will be. That one should be. This one may not. Okay. Time of day. And ready to sleep. Woohoo. Reputation maintained. And we got 9 cars. We got $684 from the sawmill. $72 for the East Wheeler interchange delivery of the GTW train or car. All right, so a new report is available. Let's turn that off. Where are the reports? Safety went up from 89 to 91, so we're actually doing good. $6,600 in the bank. Nice. I wonder what report they're talking about. That's the switch list. That's the engine roster. That's our equipment for purchasing more equipment. Preferences. Guide. A new daily report is available. The daily report. I wonder if that's what this is. Oh, daily report right there. Duh. 120 passenger fares, 22 freight deliveries. Whittier's still got one car. What one car? It can't be talking about the passengers. There's nothing on the house track. Whittier would be the depot, not the sawmill. So this one's ready for delivery now. It's got 50 tons of wood chips. That can go to the interchange. That one still only got 17. This one and this one are ready for the interchange as well. This one's only got 28 tons. But that's not the one car. It's got to be the passenger car. No, because it said a way bill. Waybill is freight. What one car? It said at Whittier, not the Whittier exchange or interchange. So they're not talking about the caboose. Those other ones were delivered. And now we've got 9 cars to deliver. So they actually came in on the middle rail, which is cool. Okay, hang on. This one is repair track. This one is the diesel stand. The diesel stand is actually right there. So that one should be delivered. That one's going to have to be taken out of there unless I can deliver these two. I can deliver these two end to end because there's enough room for the repair and one for the diesel. So I can actually disconnect them right there and fit both of them in. Diesel on the front and repair track. All right. Now the rest of them, that's for Stenzel. This is for the sawmill. Both of those, 1, 2, 3 of them are SO1 and SO2. That one will be for C2 and then Ella House, ER1. All right, let's see what condition. And this one needs oil because that one's going to drag. That one needs oil, it'll drag. Same with that one. We don't want any of these guys dragging. All right, we got a ad break coming up in about 5 minutes, and that will be our last one of the stream. All right, none of these, as long as they're oiled up, none of these guys are going to cost us any extra in coal and water when we get pulling. And we will want to stay on the same rail, which is fine. All right, so let's get hooked up and deliver the last 2 cars first. All right, let's release that brake and get rolling. That should be good. All right, slow it down, buddy. That's good. A little more. Perfect. All right, all hooked up there. Let's release your handbrake. And make sure we're capped off on the end here. And we are. Very good. All right. Now, we're no longer going to use the independent train brake. We'll be using train brake itself, not the independent. And we'll pull up just past this switch here. Need a little more oomph, do you? And we will make sure all the switches are set properly back into the repair shed. Except for this one, we're going to change as soon as we get past it. All right, we got some momentum going there. That's one, that's two, that's three. That's four. That's five. 6, 7, and 8, and we'll use a bit of train brake. Switch the switch. And we'll probably have just enough time to get it parked. At the end of this one. Before our ad starts. Seriously. All right, that's about as fast as we want to go, about 9 or 10 miles an hour. And we are going to come to the full stop bumper. And there's our ad brake. Okay, oop. Both of them counted, so we're good. All right, we'll be right back after the break. Hang in there. All right. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. Welcome back. Appreciate the support through the ad break. That was the last one of the stream. We have them once an hour. Let's go ahead and disconnect that bad boy and the coupling. And let's make sure, boom, we don't leak all of our air out of the back. So this one qualified, so it dimmed. It had to be anywhere on here, and this one qualified and it dimmed. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. And we should be able to pull away. The next one we want to drop off is very definitely on the end. Unless we have to... Yeah, we'll have to back into Stenzel. All right, so we got a Stenzel and then the Whittier. So off we go. Forward, please. And that should leave those two cars in place. It does. Perfect. So the Whittier sawmill has 3 that we're going to drop. Stenzel, I think, has just 1. Yeah, just 1 for Stenzel. Stenzel's going to be a little bit of a problem because I think we've got 2 cars parked or spotted in there. We might have to get 2 more or see if there's room for 1 more to get spotted in there. And then, of course, these 2 are full, so we can come back to those. We're going to make sure we stay, staying on the main line here. Let's back our reverser down a little bit, get some more efficiency out of that. And we'll back it down a little more. Then, of course, Ella will be our last stop with those 2. All right, we'll back this down to 20. And we'll change our light. Lights on full front. Can't really see it. You can see in the cab. Well, there we go. Lights on in the cab, but you can't see actually the front of the train. It's got a light on it, but it doesn't propagate. Whoa, Nelly, brakes. Brakes. This is not the path to Stenzel. Dang it. Should have paid attention to this switch. It's close. There's Stenzel. This switch needed to change, though. Wrong turn. What was that guy's name in MASH? 5 o'clock Charlie? But I mean, we could even go so far as say wrong turn, Clyde, instead of left turn. I don't think anybody remembers the show MASH. I don't think anybody's old enough. Could be, I don't know. Hunter, you might be old enough to remember MASH. Oh yeah, gamer, that's right. I should have figured you would. Yeah, indeed. What a great show that was. What a great show. All right, while we're getting up to speed on that, let's see. I've got 2 in there. It doesn't look like there's enough room for... Yeah, there's a third car will fit on there. These guys aren't empty yet. As long as I can get the truck on that yellow area, I should be fine. As long as we can do that. So we are going to be coming in this way. And we will also pop down to this track. And then we'll back it in. We should be good at that point. Keep it slow and easy, making sure we don't slam into our passenger car. All right, we'll drift to a slower speed. As soon as we clear that switch, we'll flip it. And that looks good. And a little bit of train braking. And then we'll get reversed where we want to be. And we'll back it up a touch. And we should be able to get... Yeah, he's all the way up against the block. But I'm pretty sure that car will count. We're just going to watch to make sure it's overhead tag switches to a dim color, and that'll tell us it's fully qualified. And a little bit of drag. And it dimmed. Excellent. So, brakes. Let's also put the handbrake on. Disconnect. Excellent. Let's close this last one so we don't leak all of our air pressure out. Okay, excellent. So pulling away should leave 3 of those there. Perfect. Can't beat that with a wooden stick. Now we'll head on over to Ella. These are all Whittier sawmills, so we'll bring those back. Now we will have a speed limit around this one here. Now, let's take a real quick peek. It's a long ways over here. All right, so we are going to drop this one has to be delivered back to East Whittier. But we're going to drop the other ones off there. This is going to be a little bit of a trick. All right, a little bit of drag here. We want to slow that down. Just so that we're at least at 30. A little more drag. And I'm just using the independent brake for drag just before we hit that. That should be fine. All right, should be able to coast in from there. The front two have to be delivered, which will be on that track back there. So we will disconnect prior to right here. So right about at the station, we'll disconnect everything but the front two. And there he is up there. And then we'll use the end around track to get the two cars and push them in. Yep. Then we should be golden. Then we'll be able to take the last three back to the sawmill and drag the one empty as well. All right, let's get a little bit of drag going on here. Yeah, let's use a train brake and slow it down a bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more train brake. That's literally perfect. All right. Brake on the main car. These two are going in at, oh, of course, the front station. All right, that's fine. Let's go ahead and disconnect. Disconnect this one. Oh, we can leave that on. But we want to turn the train air off. All right, let's do a handbrake on that one. That'll keep those three where they're at. Okay, those two are positioned. So what we need to do is disconnect these two at the front. So we'll have two ready to go. Switch this. Forward, matey. Yep. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this done by the end of the stream. I doubt I can do it in 30 seconds. Brakes. Brakes. Switch. Reverse. And there it is. Still scares me how loud that is. Brakes. Switch. Forward. Go get it. I know, right? It is incredibly loud. All right, a little bit of brake. A little bit more. And connected. Very good. All right, let's get our... We actually don't need the glad hands connected. We just do need the handbrake released. And that's all we need to get it pulled out of here. So in reverse. It's empty. Handbrake is released. Must have been stuck. I know, right? What is going on? Does it need oil? I could swear I released the handbrake. That one is released. Oh. Wasn't any air in the line. Brakes were still on. Air brakes anyway. Anyway, what we want to do is we're going to pull it back past this switch here so we can get it out of the way and ready to go. And switch and brakes and forward. Well, now you can see the light. Can see the reflection, but that's all, really. All right, since we don't have any passengers and all of the cargo should be strapped down, we're going to use some really heavy train braking. Actually, we don't have to. We'll use the independent. And we will leave enough room right there. All right, reverse. Oh, hang on. Before we reverse, disconnect. A little bit of brake there. And we don't want him to roll away. So handbrake. And we don't want to bleed. So that one is off. We're in reverse. Turn off the brakes. We could have come down that straight rail, but that's all right. Come on, Rocket, get the job done. This is just to pull it forward far enough to do an end around. All right, let's slow it down. That should be good. And brake. And make sure we are connected. And open. Open. Open that one. Nope, not open that one. Shoot. Now I gotta back into it. This one needs to be open. Darn it. Alright, now I gotta back in hard enough to connect that, but we'll make sure we decouple that one. Alright, in reverse. No? That's why. Oh, shoot. We got no air brakes, but we don't need any. We're doing the independent. All right. That one's good. This one has to be released. Now we can go forward. Perfect. All right, now these two have to be delivered. Let's just put the brakes on for a second. We are going into the middle rail. We have to do the end around because we got to push them in. Yep, all right, keep going. Good. All right, so let's try this. Let's go. Boom. There we go. Apply. All right, all right. I guess I can't apply it unless I stop. There. Go again. Yep, a flyby drop. That's what I was hoping for. So I flyby drop, I disconnected, applied the handbrake, and we will just flip this switch right here. And again in reverse. Yeah, that valve, it wouldn't let me until I stopped, actually. I mean, even though I was aiming at it, it wouldn't switch until I actually stopped the train. Couldn't flip the lever until I stopped the train. But anyway, it's out of the way now. And we want to make sure that one is closed. And this one will be open. A little bit more. A little bit more. And a little bit of brake. And switch the switch. He's not going to go over 15 or 16 at full reverser anyway, so... This should be plenty anyway. And a little bit of drag. And a little more drag. That should be fine. Release. Oop. We want that released. Want that open. Don't need it to be open, but you know. And glad-handed, that's fine. That's fine. And closed on this end, we are. Okay, good. All right, a little bit of reverse action. And let's make sure. Yep, we're reversing here. And we are going to the first track, so we only need to clear this switch here. That should be good. Switch the switch. Oops. And a little bit of drag. Huh. I reckon I hit 134 bucks. I reckon I hit that at, oh, hang on a second. Hold on. Sorry, I had to adjust something real quick. Okay, so we can handbrake that one. And we can decouple from there. Very good. Oh, I could swear we... We're leaking, Captain. There we go. Okay. Those two are delivered. Now it's just a matter of pick up our... We picked those up on the way back. So all we have to do is go get that one and then head back home on that track. All right, a little bit of drag. Excellent. Hook up, already open. This side's already closed, and handbrake release, and ready to go. Oh, wait, let's check our switch. Yeah. Excellent. And lines cup. Okay, all good. What? Not enough air? It's connected. Oh, now it's on. Helps if you open the airline. So this one's going to the interchange, and those guys are going to the sawmill. So we'll drop this guy just as we approach the sawmill. Actually, we've got to do an end around again in order for that to work. So we're just going to connect up and pull onto the track for the end around. Because these guys actually have to be on the front. Did it connect? Nope. Really? Just bounced right off of it, eh? There. There we go. All right. Hook those up and turn them on. Very good. And should be at the back here. Release it. Closed. Very good. All right. I'm just going to pull onto the side rail, and we'll have to end the stream to do this end around. Because I have to actually be pushing these four car, or pulling it backwards, but pushing, basically. All right, we're on. And we will lock that one. Very good. Disconnect. Disconnect. Close. There we go. Okay. You're gonna have to save right there. And we set our clock for tomorrow's stream and take a look and see who we're going to raid into. But first, before we do, let's get on over to that one. Look at that beautiful weather. I reckon we are going to go outside for a little bit. And, yeah, what does the weather look like? So we started out at a comfortable 72 degrees. It is 76 degrees. There is no rain in the area. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming along to the worst stream on the internet. I hope you enjoyed it. And that takes care of our Moonpie Monday here in Australia, as everyone else is fast approaching their Moonpie Monday from their Super Sunday night. And we'll be back on stream tomorrow. And while I'm looking up somebody to raid, let me give you guys some raiding tools that you can use. And there we go. So subscribers, of course, will be using the first set of icons to copy and paste. Non-subscribers are using the second set of icons. Which are the global icons for non-subscribers, so that you have something to paste into. Who are we getting into? Let's see what kind of trouble is going on the internet. Hannah's playing a little bit of Minecraft. Wally's playing some Walk of Life. Yellow's on Dead by Daylight. Bill Andrews on Pal World. Let's see. And Dragon's doing a bit of Eden Crafters. Let's go check out Mr. Really would like to see a bit more of those Eden Crafters, but let's go share some love with Hannah. Give her a little bit of boost to the community. All right, then. We have begun the raid. So thanks to everybody again. Really, really appreciate it. Hope you had a great weekend. And we'll be back tomorrow on our Tuesday. So let's head on over to all the thank yous, which are there. And thanks to Mr. Gamertech, Toxic Freak, Mr. Tug. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Benby, 1987. Appreciate it. Stand by for the raid, which is coming up very shortly. And thanks to Mr. Hunter for being such a huge supporter of the stream. Appreciate it. We're about 4 seconds